Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Blink Twice, an Abzan deck that I've been playing for fun during the Avatar season. And after enough tinkering, it's evolved into a contender. We're using the Blink enchantment to take advantage of some choice men with Enter's play abilities. We're using a powerful removal along with some choice sweepers to cripple the opponent's game plan. Even our lands can put up a fight in case our men are having difficulty getting the job done. Let's get in there. We're playing the full set of Airbender Ascension, the enchantment that will airbend an enemy, or we can use it to airbend one of our men. Once we've loaded the enchantment with 4 counters, it will blink one of our men at the end of each of our turns. This gives us extra Enter's play triggers for 0 mana. And all our men do something when they enter. The Terminus of Return is not just a bit of ramp, but it also gives us a chance to get our dead men back from the grave. It will cost a lot of mana to harness the power of the Terminus, but in games that go long, it can help us turn the tide. Kutzil's flanker is the first of our men with Enter's play abilities, and he has a full 3 different modes to choose from. Most of the time we'll want to go with the Scry and gain 2 life option, but against opponents looking to use the grave, and there are plenty of those, the third option could stop them cold. The first option gives the flanker a stat boosting counter for every one of our men that were killed off. It's a great way to re-establish a threat after the opponent has swept the board. Clifftop Lookout is a little body that fetches us a land when it enters play. And while it may be small, it also gives us a chance to block opposing flyers. Reclamation Sage gives us the ability to destroy enchantments and artifacts. It's a natural addition to the deck and gives us a way to destroy every permanent type minus lands. The End is an excellent removal that exiles, so even men with Indestructible will be gone forever. It also gives us a way to deal with opposing planes walkers. If we find ourselves short on life, as in 5 or less, we can fire it off for only 2 black mana. Every target we hit with the End, we can remove it and all copies of it from the opponent's hand, grave, and rip them right out of their deck as well. It's one of a few ways we have of crippling the opponent's game plan. Deadly Cover-Up is one of our sweepers. It destroys all men on board, and if we can collect evidence, we can remove a card from the opponent's grave. If we do, we can exile it and all copies of it from the opponent's hand, grave, and the rest of their deck. We're eliminating the opponent's win conditions until they have nothing to fight with. Wrench is one of the few cards from the Spider Flop set worth playing. It's an excellent card in this deck, as it will let us grab a pair of cards from the opponent's deck to play out when we can. This is a great way to get even more win conditions right out of the opponent's deck, or get removals to help slow down enemy men. With an active Ascension in play, Wrench makes a fantastic target to blink. Odin is here as well. If we can play him out and get in for damages on the next turn, he'll end the game with 1 hit. Not only can he end the game, he is a touch of spot removal in a deck that doesn't have much of that. And because we can blink him, we can get repeated removals. The third chapter is one we hope not to see too often, but if we get to it, we'll get to draw a pair of cards and each player will lose 2 life. Odin is a walking beatstick. The Rise of Sozin is a second sweeper in the form of a saga that comes with a second chapter that helps us rip cards right out of the opponent's deck. We can name any card, including lands and exile, 4 copies of it from the opponent's hand, grave, and their deck. On Chapter 3, it flips over to Fire Lord Sozin. As Sozin, he gains the ability to get men out of the opponent's grave and on board on our side. And because he has flipped into a creature, we can use an Ascension to blink him, and when he returns, he comes back as a saga to repeat the entire process over again. That's going to be GG's, and thanks for coming on the big show. For lands, we're playing 4 Fabled Passage, the special land that we can sacrifice to fetch out any basic land. 2 Restless Cottage, the Golgari Man land. 4 Bleachbone Verge, the swamp that becomes an Orzov duel when we have a swamp or plains in play. 2 Forest. 3 Ba Sing Se, the special land we can use to earthbend other lands. 5 Swamp. And 4 Plains. Playing the deck can be a bit tricky, as we are vulnerable early. While we often want to airbend our own men with an Ascension, don't be afraid to use it on an early enemy to slow down damages. Use our early men as blockers to stay in the game while we wait for a sweeper to come online. Once we've eliminated their threats on board, we can start eliminating their threats from their deck with the card sniping package we've brought along. We're a bit short on removals, but what we do have is rather crippling. Take out their arsenal and they can't fight effectively. What can often tilt a game in our favor is using their own cards against them, whether those are removals or even their own weapons. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Gandalf. No wait, it's Gatorade. No wait, it's Gat-O-Tit-O. He loves him some boob armor. We're kicking things off with a 3-lander. We have double lookout, a sage, and a wrench. And we've got at least one of each of our colors, not including the land fetching. The lookouts will do. This is fine. Keep your pants on. Whoa, hold on. We drew a swamp, and we'll play it out. We'll go with the first of our lookouts. It's a small body, but it accelerates our mana, and it's a reliable blocker. They fire off an inspiration from beyond. It's looking like they are on Reanimator, and they get back a Zombify, so that seals it. Of note is they have nothing in their grave to bring back. They swung and hit nothing but air. We do have an angry outhouse we can activate to eliminate cards from their grave. But for now, we'll go ahead and hit them in the face with a wrench. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That's 3 of the same dino. That's a removal in the back of the bus that we'll take. Segas are not that great, they don't give us enough, but one of their hatchers will be fine. Stealing and dealing and making them weep. This is how we put the FU in fun. They fire off another Beyond for some of that sweet, sweet mill action. They finally have something they can haul out of their grave, but we can fix that wagon. We'll earthbend our angry outhouse and we can send in our men. Earthbending makes our man land resistant to removals. If it dies, it comes right back. And if we want more damages, we can activate it, and it'll turn into a 6/6 shack of beatings. They fire off another Beyond, digging for gold, but with an outhouse angrily ripping cards out of their grave, it's going to be difficult. For them, they dumped a single guy in their grave. We can take it out on our next attack. We draw another outhouse, and that will seal the deal. This turn we'll play out the hatcher we stole. They won't have enough time to mill and get something back. That's GG's. No cheese needed. This is Eldrazi. No wait, it's Edward Rahl. That's a nice toothpick you got there. We get a Selesnya 4-lander this time. We've got a lookout and a sage. The end is great, but we'll need some black mana. We'll try it. Keep your pants on. We draw an Ascension, which will make a great turn 2 play. We'll play out the Ascension. Even without anything to airbend, we can at least start building up counters on it. Speaking of counters, they hit our Ascension with a spell stutter. So, faeries apparently. With counter magic. Let's try the lookout. We drew a passage which we can use to fetch out a swamp, but the lookout might get us a black mana too. This deck has a heavy black requirement, but we only need 1 green and 1 white. They play out a Drowner and use it to stun our lookout. They're on faeries, so it looks like they're using the Drowner as a defensive measure. Kind of odd. It's time to try the Terminus. Always keep an eye on the auto tapper. Let's keep some green up to Earthbend after we play the Terminus. They hit our Terminus with a Spell Pierce, but we have the mana to pay the extra. They are happy to dump cards out of their hand. They failed to counter the Terminus and now they're bouncing it. That's an awful use of cards. Is this their first go with a mono blue deck? We'll go with the Terminus yet again. Then we can earthbend a land and send it. They drop in another Drowner. That's their primary weapon against enemy men. Their plays are so awful. You can't help but think he's new to blue strategies. We'll earthbend a land again and get in for damages. Drowner in 3, 2. Wait, we get through for damages. Their defenses are failing. They play out a siren. You have to love that chicken scream. We draw Odin, it will tap us out, but with a removal in hand, if they aren't able to do something about it, one hit will end this game. Surprisingly enough, Odin lands. They play out a trick and tap down Odin with it. Plus they get a pair of tokens. They won't be easy to get through, but tokens versus our lands is not a fair fight. They drop in a fountain port so they're able to make tokens to block with at instant speed. They trick out another pair of tokens. Maybe that's how they win with small flying men. It's an idea, I suppose, but those don't trade blows very well. They squeeze out more tokens, but that's fine. We have a lookout to play that makes a very effective blocker to their little men, and it counteracts their earlier play when they shuffled one of our lands into our deck. They hit our Ascension with another spell stutter, but we do have the mana to pay the extra. It will tap us out, but it is worth it to eliminate one of their tokens. They eat one of their tokens to draw a card. Hope that was worth it. They send it and will block one of their tokens. They play out a curiosity. That's what keeps their card loss engine going. But now they're tapped and we can snipe their curiosity with one of our removals and their key card will be gone. Fire in the cat hole. That's all it takes. Their awful plays have caught up to them. GG's, no cheese needed. This is Fear Bear Racing. We're going racing, boys. How many laps we doing? We get a Selesnya 3-lander with a good mix of cards. We do have a lookout to hopefully find us a black mana if we don't draw one before we hit 3 mana. Keep your hopes up. The first play of the game is a Drake Hatcher for them. It's an annoying little fella, and it might mean they're on Izzet prowess. Let's go ahead and play out our Ascension, and we'll airbend their Hatcher. They can go ahead and pay 2 mana for it again. It looks like they've never seen an Ascension before. We're going to pass the turn back. We'll surprise them with a flanker. While it won't make a good blocker, we do want some of that scry action. They send it and we'll freak them out with the flanker. As we hoped, they use a removal on the flanker to prevent a useless block. It's another card we got out of their hand, and the Ascension has its first counter. On top we have a land and another flanker. We'll ship the land, we don't really need any more white. Finding a black mana will be critical. They play out an Immolator, a guy with a sacrifice ability that can dish out damage. We've played out our last land, so this turn we'll go with the Lookout. All we need is a black mana. And we strike black gold. It's a minor miracle. It looks like they're thinking about using their sacrifice guy to take out our Lookout. That's an awful trade, but one we're happy with them making. We'll play out the Terminus, then we can surprise them with a flanker. They play out another Immolator. It's a removal disguised as a body. They follow up with a Lava Runner. We love seeing them load up their board. We have enough mana for our sweeper. We just need to try to tap them out completely, and the flanker might be able to do that. They use their Immolator to take out our flanker. We're in the clear to throw down the Rise of Sozin on our turn. On top, we have a land and Odin. We'll ship the land once again, but we want Odin. If we can catch them without blockers, one shot from Odin will end this game. It's time to clear this board. Say goodnight, sleep tight, and don't let the shark man bite. They drop a Tide Binder on us. It's not a very good binder, though. I prefer Trapper Keeper. We'll snipe their binder. We'll make sure they can't do that again. They had another one in hand. That's too bad. For them. Sozin is going to get us all their dead men since they were all rather cheap. This turn will drop in Wrench and take some cards right out of their deck. You smell that, boys? That's fear. They have to use 2 cards to take out Sozin. There goes their hand and will start taking all their best cards, turn after turn with Wrench. We'll take a removal, and an opt is always good. What's this? Card draw is king, and we're stealing their crown, among other stuff. Another burn is good here too. We've got options, it's the end of their turn, and we'll fire off their opt. That's a sweeper on top, but we likely won't need it. Let's send it on down. We'll go with Odin this turn. They'll need a removal, or they are done on our next attack. The Ascension will give us more Wrench action, and we're happy to have it. That will be another pair of cards right off the top. They don't think this game is fun anymore. That's GG's, extra cheese. This is EA's son. EA squeezed him out long ago, and here he is now. He's in the game. We get a 3-lander, and this time we have at least one of each of our colors. The mix of cards is good. I like it. Keep. They play out Van Dam. He's a little fella but can get bigger, and he smacks of Sephiroth. Playing out the Terminus gives us an automatic double black that we need to play out a lot of our black weapons. They play out an Annex. It's a demon Orzov, apparently. What's great is we come equipped with sages that can take out their prized enchantment. And on our turn, that's exactly what we'll do. They play out a Blood Witch. They're trying to combine the forces of demons and Sephiroth. I don't know if those play together all that well. We'll play out the Lookout. He'll find us an extra land, and we can threaten a block unless they have a removal they can fire off. They double down on Blood Witch. It's like a clone army up in here. They send it, and we'll block up. We're still taking some damages from the witches, but we're going to work on that next. They get Van Dam back from the dead with a helping hand. Sometimes they don't stay dead as bad as they smell. What do you think? Should we send it? I think we should send it. Amazingly enough, they decide to block. That's not something I was expecting. Fire in the Witch Hole. Sure, we're taking more damages, but I don't think they have enough helping hands. They play out a squire. It's like 3 decks rolled into one. While using a sweeper to take out one guy is not usually a good idea, the best part of the Rise of Sozin is the Chapter 2 ability. It will let us take out a card from their deck, and we even get to see their hand. The information is what we're really after. They play out another Van Dam, but we're not that worried about him. We have an Odin in hand. Chapter 2 comes up, and let's go find the Blood Witch. We can rip those right out of their deck, hand, and grave. That's the one. We'll smell this thing later. Now that we've seen their hand, they don't have a blocker to play out, and no removal either. They were Scrooged by the Shuffler, and they got so greedy they kept their Orzov hand. They need a blocker or a removal. And that is not it. That seals it. That's GG's, Odin cheese. One hit is all it takes. Get some. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.